इसको हटा दो थोड़ी देर.
हटा दो.
Welcome. Magic Pod official. देखो आपके एंट्री का वीडियो बना. सही है, मुझे लग रहा है कहीं आप जीन्स में पहन कर ना आ जाओ.
कभी नहीं. इतने बुरे दिन में नहीं आए. How are you, man?
Hey, I'm good.
So he's Abraham.
Hi.
I'm Ibrahim.
He loves to help us out with the podcast and also is an MMA fan.
Lovely.
और जो से तो मिला ही हो. Let's go, bro. इसको रिकॉर्ड करना. This is the part. The new look of Rajiv. Unveiling a new look. So Rajiv कहाँ है? Bikers violence कहाँ होने वाला है?
So now.
Harley gang, Harley Davidson.
नोएडा में कोई रह रहा है आजकल.
आ जाओ bro. ये चाहिए कि नहीं चाहिए?
Episode 11.
Let's go. 11 वैसे थोड़ा सा ये
शुभ होता है.
शुभ वाला नंबर होता है.
I was thinking 5001 but okay.
मैं देख रहा था आजकल कि पब्लिक में ना कोई भी कंटेंट लोग बना रहे हैं, ये सारे छपरी कंटेंट वाले, उनका इतना चल रहा है ना, जैसे बस रैंडम स्ट्रीट पे जाके कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं, लड़कियों से डबल मीनिंग जोक गेस करवा रहे हैं, ऐसा वैसा, और उनको मिलियंस में व्यूज.
सोच तो और मैं ऐसा करेंगे मरी
नहीं, मैं कह रहा हूँ कि जिu-jitsu से रिलेटेड, सो इसी का एक इक्विवेलेंट एक बंदे ने भी निकाला. उसमें वो किसी बीच पे गया, वहाँ पे उसने मैच लगाए और एक साइन लगाया, हाँ, टैप मी आउट एंड यू विल गेट $100 ऐसा.
ऐसे करेंगे.
और वो वीडियो बहुत वायरल हो गया.
इस बार गोवा जाएंगे तो करेंगे. Tap you shot and get
you will be from side giving advice.
No, then you're tired now. You tap me now.
भाई ये सब कितना सही टॉपिक है यार, शुरू कर दो अनऑफिशियली.
बॉम्बे और रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है ना गोवन क्राउड में से इतने. हां, इट्स 5 minutes हो गए भाई. ओह परफेक्ट. क्या मुंबई में क्या बोलो?
आई मीन मुंबई और इसका ना गोवन क्राउड में थोड़ा वो रैंडम वाला सही रहता है.
गोवा में मजा आएगा, बॉम्बे में भी मजा आएगा. यहाँ पे तो लोग पीटे.
दिल्ली में लोग कहाँ जाके करते हैं ये सीपी कनॉट प्लेस उनका अड्डा.
तो फिर देन यू हैव टू पिक द क्राउड.
यहाँ पे तो झगड़ा होने का चांसेस बहुत ज्यादा है. स्पेशली यू कैन नॉट प्रैंक पीपल ओवर हियर. प्रैंक मतलब यू कुड बी किल्ड आल्सो.
We can start.
3 2 1.
Boom, guys! Welcome back to the new episode. It's 11th, the auspicious episode. Auspicious is a good word, no?
Yeah, it's very good. Always a good word.
It's the 11th episode of the Magic Pod, and today here with me is a surprise guest, which you guys don't know about. I'm just kidding, you all know him. Rajiv Khati, pleasure to have you, bro. Thank you for coming on our show.
Always.
It's been a long time in making. मैंने इनको second या third में ही plan किया था, but then things kept happening. हम लोग का कभी Thursday या Saturday sync नहीं होता था. So finally we are here, and it all started through a podcast called Rebel Radio, which you also have heard in the past. Usse we got into the foray of podcasting, right?
Yes.
And it is one of the first jiu-jitsu podcasts of the country.
Yes, it has been in the slumber for a while, but because we've been doing so many things.
Yes,
also.
we have been busy.
So उसके लिए setup करना पड़ता है, लोग edit करना पड़ता है, काम करना पड़ता है, but which is sad because it was doing quite well. We were very, very controversial. We are very, very.
We got noticed by a lot of big names.
We're not famous. We're infamous. We're infamous. So yeah, it's good to be back doing a podcast, talking random things.
Yes. How controversial do you want it to be, Joe?
Let's say 60%.
60% only. That's just playing it too safe, man.
Yeah, very safe. We don't do 60.
We don't do 60.
90 के इससे कम तो
98
कट ऑफ ही नहीं है.
98 or nothing.
Any controversial topic you remember?
Huh?
Any controversial topic you remember?
From his youthful days या अभी from the professional days.
हम नेपाल conversation को वही छोड़ देते हैं.
नेपाल को उधर ही छोड़ देते हैं. I'm a very straight.
नेपाल में लेकिन खतरनाक आपने revelation किया था ना कुछ. Let's not. Gurgaon में whatever happens in Nepal stays in Nepal.
Those were my past what mistakes.
What restaurants were we in? कहीं ऊपर के side थे ना, right side में.
उसका नाम
थमेल में, हाँ. जहाँ से हमें fight भी दिख रही थी बाहर होते हुए.
Oh no, it was in Thamel. No, Thamel, yes.
थमेल में ही था. जब fight खत्म होने के बाद.
Akash was like, sir, ये सारे prostitutes हैं क्या? Just because people were wearing short skirts, they were like, sir, ये सारे अच्छी लड़कियाँ हैं, prostitutes हैं. Because of you, we're getting beaten up really bad.
He was saying some really
random shit
like, और हमारे साथ वो जा रहा था the organizer.
अच्छा हाँ
Urban Ogre. मुझे उसका Instagram नाम याद है अब. Yalambar, yes. I remember him by Instagram name now. I think everyone should remember each other by Instagram name क्योंकि most of the time we are seeing these guys. बहुत बार academy में जब लोग आते थे ना तो हम नेहान शैस क्या हो रहा है?
मतलब फिर
Magicman.
राजीव खाती ऑफिशियल
Unofficial. So हाँ, so उसके सामने he was saying shit like इनको गाड़ी में बिठा ले क्या गाड़ी में बिठा ले. I was like bro, you were there in the car, right? Holy shit.
नहीं, then मैं कट लिया था. I was like damn, this is gonna end up really bad. Nobody's getting lucky tonight, but unlucky for sure.
So his way of speaking is also वो थोड़ा सा startle करने वाला ना. He will be like fast and loud at the same time.
He's not a bad guy. He's a very class guy.
Very innocent.
No, he doesn't have. He's got a foot and mouth disease. बोलते हैं ना, कुछ भी बोल देता है.
अच्छा.
No, there's no
नहीं
such
वो
disease.
general in हरियाणा के लोग में होता है. They are like very to the face kind of people. Like वो पीछे कुछ नहीं बोल के मुंह पे सब बोलो. I'm also very similar. Like I don't try to keep a lot going in the back of my head. लेकिन थोड़ा सा social filter आ गया. लोगों के साथ interact करते करते.
Calling a spade is always not a good idea, especially if it's dark. Burn spade.
So Rajiv, what's been going on in life? Give us a brief update. क्या हो रहा है?
अभी तो my goodness, so many things going on. Just getting Rebel in order. I mean, doing well, especially after we forayed into MMA. That was never a conscious decision for both of us. We wanted to stick to what we knew best, jiu-jitsu. But फिर हमने देखा कि भाई, we can get into some MMA also because I have a small little background in doing striking and other stuff, and we had organized a few MMA events. So we have two boys going from representing Rebel in Sikkim. A big shout out to Russell Gole. I mean, he's been a fantastic guy to
The guy behind Kanchenjunga
Fight Night. Also, Diviz, obviously, for recommending us. You know, so
Diviz has been nothing but helpful. Like
Yes,
he invited us to NWC, gave us opportunities here now. So again, big shout out to these guys. I think that's how we build a community, right?
yes,
We collaborate, we help each other out.
Yes.
We'll call him in our Motorama and other fight nights that we
100%.
do.
I mean, we
So-
have to create a parallel. The idea for now is to create a parallel to MFN. MFN is too big, obviously, but we just want to keep a parallel where not as a competitor, but as a group of a coalition between different organizations where Indian fighters get to fight more authentic fights,
Yeah.
where people are being paid, even amateurs. okay?
Raising the standard
Raising
of
the
the
standard.
MMA competitions in India.
Yes, and because it needs to be paid. We did that with Strangle. We were the first people to pay amateurs and handsomely. You know, and we cannot just backtrack just because it's MMA.
MMA is just so much bigger also than BAJ, so it's
Bigger
much
and
more
risky
eyes
also, but-
better. Yeah.
it's risky also. I mean, there's so many things that could go wrong. You know, I mean, second or 2 seconds late stoppage by the referee and your career will be over. I mean, BJJ is still safer that way. So a lot of things have been going on in the background, preparation for our own fight nights, Rebel Fight Night. We had one with Motorama. We'll have one more soon, as and when we'll announce. I'm planning to get the factory ready for apparel, Rogue Athletic, where we'll be doing customized athletic wear plus rash guards and other stuff that's in the pipeline. And there are other stuff that we're working on right now. We want to keep it under wraps. And so it's interesting times, interesting and anxious times, because whenever you are stepping out of your comfort zone and doing things that have not been done before,
Yeah.
so you lose a few sleep, or you lose a few winks of sleep. But yeah, I think it is what it is.
And you also face like challenges that you never expected to face. Like just talking about Rogue Athletic, we had a fantastic launching, and then there were some technical difficulties
Yes.
and things like that. You guys had to go to factories, set up so many things. So many things that go behind the scene, which until you do those things, you won't even think about that it will happen to you, right?
Absolutely, and that's why
So-
Strangle. A lot of people have been asking us for Strangle. There is a big announcement that we will make by Saturday. We are hoping. We want to make a big announcement by Saturday because we have already raised the bar. Now it's time we create another bar. There is no raising the bar. I think we've reached a benchmark in terms of jiu-jitsu under the ADCC rule set, but we have to do other things that
Exciting things, which keeps
exciting things,
people
yeah, that's
on
the
the
right
toes, right?
yeah, exciting things, and hopefully try and get some people from abroad looking towards India and saying, damn, these idiots are also doing some good jiu-jitsu, not just wrestling, you know.
Right.
I have seen some comments on Rebel page and you guys that, yo, Indians, you guys are doing good.
Really?
And yeah.
Indians like
Means there is that comment like you guys are showing something that we can see.
Right.
And so it's already begun.
So right now, this is the newest jiu-jitsu influencer that.
वही मेरा next question वही था कि I think you are busy a lot by making these
Yeah.
Instagram reels.
No, I think I was inspired by this guy. I've always been the person to stay behind the scenes. I don't like being in the forefront. But I think what these guys recommended was like, you know so many things. Why not show it to the world? You cannot
Exactly.
just be at the background all the time. Okay, Rajiv organizes Strangle and Rajiv does this and Rajiv does that. But before anything else, I think I am an athlete. You know, so I'm an athlete. So I think it was the right time to showcase that I could show a few things to people needing help, at least in the subcontinent or even in the Delhi NCR region for now. Hopefully people from India will start watching and hopefully sending us questions. And from there, because something big is coming up when it comes to learning in the country, and we will be the first ones to do it. You will see.
Yes. So my biggest thing when I told him to create more content was because I feel like as a community there are a lot of new up and coming members, right? And they are always looking forward to more content, more videos, and they're watching these hundreds and thousands of jiu-jitsu videos online, which most of them are shit. Most of them are like not even usable. So why not give them a good practical sense of knowledge? And there are a lot of bullshit teachers also out there. And as a beginner, as a new athlete to the sport who is learning it for the first time or it's his second year, it's very difficult to have the ability to filter out content. So what I wanted guys like him, guys like us to do, and also I've talked to a lot of other guys from different academy who are the top guys in jiu-jitsu right now, is to just create reels which like gives them better technique, better access to like information. Because this way people now know that yes, this guy, whatever he's teaching, it's legit and it's easier for me to like learn and understand. So all those things matter a lot to a growing community, because when I was coming up, I was looking for these resources everywhere. And thankfully now that we have BAJ Fanatics, we have so many other resources from where we can ourselves learn, filter, and then create something which is better for the community.
Absolutely. I think it is high time, because look at Kazakhstan today. All of the biggest names in the BJJ community is there.
Yeah.
Why can't it be Gurgaon or Goa or Bangalore or Mumbai?
I wish so bad that I was in Almaty right now and the fight was there right now.
I mean, yeah.
Because the who's of ADCC grappling world are right now in Almaty. They are doing this big promotion called AIGA, right? AIGA Global. So they have put a lot of money. There is some investor from Kazakhstan who loves jiu-jitsu and they have this federation AIGA. They have put a lot of money and they have got like an all-star team of jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
Where they have ADCC champion from 1 division, 2nd division, up-and-coming guys, amazing grapplers, and all of them are in AIGA right now competing in a quintet format. Is it a quintet format? I think it's a different one.
I think it's a...
It's a 3-rounder.
Yeah.
Super fight नहीं है. So वो लोग ना एक मैच करते हैं और वो एक मैच 3 राउंड में होता है. So 2 या 3 5 मिनट का 3 राउंड.
UFC fight pass में हुआ था between these two guys, Teixeira versus...
हाँ उस तरह का फॉर्मेट रहता है.
Maybe.
हाँ.
Teixeira versus किसी ने तो fight किया था.
वो Lionheart, Anthony Smith.
Yeah, Anthony Smith. So whatever is happening, especially in the submission grappling ambit today, is very, very exciting. People have caught on. Even if you see our academies, most of the good academies are actually full. People are inquiring about BJJ. Even girls are coming up to us and say we want to learn BJJ only. We have 2 girls, Anna and Gurshin. They don't do any striking anymore. They started as my students with the kickboxing batch. Now all they do is talk jiu-jitsu, drill jiu-jitsu, talk jiu-jitsu, do some strength and conditioning, and ask questions about jiu-jitsu. So it's very endearing for me. It's the shift that has suddenly happened, even in the female community. So yeah, a lot has been happening. We've been planning a lot of things, lots of work. Obviously, running the academy is just one part of it. We're planning to open up another one.
Awesome.
Yeah, so a lot of things go behind the scenes, and we are just hoping to balance out our lives properly and create good careers out of athletes. I think our biggest concern today, our biggest pet peeve, is basically the athletes who are actually the heroes of any promotion, BJJ, combat, sambo, combat, even slap, whatever.
I wouldn't call them athletes.
I mean,
To slap, you don't need to be an athlete.
yeah, just
need to eat a lot of cheeseburgers.
Maybe Dana White is watching. Yeah, he just calls me, bro. I like you already.
Bro, let's get that Rebel Radio host on the UFC panel.
UFC panel. Next time you see me with Joe Rogan. क्या घुसंड मारा इसने? हिंदी commentary. क्या घुसंड लेग किक मारा?
Bulldog choke मार रहा है.
Bulldog choke मार रहा है. ये देखो अंडर हुक मारा है, ओवर हुक लिया हुआ है. You know all that jazz. So yeah, I mean, बढ़िया चीजें हो रही है यार. I mean, everything is moving up. I mean, Kazakhstan is not very far. 4-hour flight.
Yes.
4-hour flight, bro. It's not US anymore. It's not Brazil anymore. Kazakhstan is right here. It's just a matter of time.
And I hope though they hold like more tournaments also,
Yes.
more open tournaments, because now we can go there to compete instead of the
Yes.
US circuit.
Yeah, and it's also for all the BJJ community in the country. I think they should get out of the comfort zone and get outside and compete to see where we actually are, because it's coming to our doors. I mean, ADCC Singapore, ADCC Phuket. If you go to ADCC Phuket, it is as challenging as the West Coast trials. It is pretty big, isn't it? All the big
I think
names are
all
there.
of the big Asian names do come to
Yeah.
Thailand now for these ADCC competitions. But yeah, West Coast trials is just next level.
No, I'm
right now.
just as a comparison, West Coast trials was even better than the real ADCC.
The real ADCC, exactly.
It was
like
that exciting.
So many
You know?
interesting matches.
I mean, that was
And sometimes you don't even hear about these lower rung guys because they are not like ADCC, they're not featured at ADCC yet, but they can beat any ADCC champion on their day.
Of course.
And these guys come to ADCC trials and they are fighting in the semi-finals. My bad, sorry. They are fighting in the semi-finals, they are fighting in the finals, and they are giving tough time to all these champions. Ethan Killinson and all these guys are getting submitted by them in WNO and other places.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the jiu-jitsu talent, let's not call it jiu-jitsu, I mean, submission grappling talent in the world is insane. So I think all of us need to get together. That's what our main vision is. It has always been from day one, is to grow the sport so much that our academies are full. At the end of the day, everything has to make business sense, yeah? The vision behind Strangle was also the same. Take jiu-jitsu to the grassroots levels, where we both traveled with our team to all the metropolitan cities and made sure that people were excited enough. Then we had the nationals. Now it's time somebody else takes that space and does the local tournaments, where we want to move on to doing more professional tournaments and bigger tournaments, as and when with time we will announce them. So yeah, that's the only way to grow. Instead of, we've talked about this, I think I may also sound like a broken record or something, but we need to get together and work if we have to grow the sport in the country. There's too much infighting.
Yeah. So Rajiv, I wanted to talk to you especially about this part. We all know you in this public space as a coach, as an instructor, as a purple belt yourself, as a striking teacher, as an MMA coach, whatever you want to call it, all those hats. People want to know a little bit about your coming up when you were a teenager, when like your youth. You're still young. I'm not going to take that bait.
Yeah.
But like more younger days of yours. So how was it like before you got into your profession, martial art, everything? So how did it all start when you came to Gurgaon?
I came to Delhi after my 10th, 1996. It was 1996. It's been 27 years.
I was born that year.
Yeah, I was born that year. So I was in class 11 then. So I came here because everybody studying back home in Darjeeling wanted to come here. Because it was obviously the bigger city and we had heard urban legends of what happens in bigger schools outside. So that's what I wanted to do. So I came to Delhi just for a couple of years to start with. I thought I'm going to finish my schooling in college and probably go to Australia and do my masters or do my whatever, But once I came in here, first 2 years was culture shock because bloody idiots were just mistreating me.
It's just Delhi.
The
racism and shit.
Yeah, some racism was there.
1996.
No, I mean it was not bad. Let me not because, but it was there. It was the undercurrents were there, especially in certain parts of the place, and I had to travel by buses then, so I could sense it, I could feel it, I had to face it sometimes. So it was there. So there was a lot of, pent up anger because I came from a very very not orthodox but a very open household where everything was okay, but saying Sala at home was not acceptable. Sala. I mean, यहाँ पे when you come and hear things that you don't even understand in the first place, it was really
It gives you a
difficult.
shock when you hear the slur for the first time.
मिला के बोलते हैं
I mean, suddenly Van Dillon. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. What? Van भी बोल रहा है and you're talking about the genitalia. I mean, first of all, makes sense.
I think it's more. No, it's not the emotion. It's more like keeping in mind the queer community, It's giving them some space.
Oh, sorry, I didn't say anything. No, yeah. So that was there, but as and when I started getting to college, I went to KMC. Slowly, because I used to play some music and I started making friends. Maybe I think it was on me also, because I had heard these stories about, oh, be careful over there, it's a dangerous place, everything is rough. So I came with my guard up, and when I came with my guard up, obviously other people sense that. They sense that, okay, he doesn't want to belong here. But I started opening up to people, and today, thankfully, I did that because some of my best friends are from Delhi NCR.
So music kind of helped you get into like that group, right?
Music helped me in school a lot because I could speak well and I could sing. So in school it was very, very easy for me to
Get girls.
Get people to know me and people to just look at me in a very different light.
Is that like a primary motivation, learning music to get girls in college?
No, because
or did you really like the music?
No, when I started music, I was pretty young. I mean, sitting with if our teachers wanted to punish us, so they would send us
Make
to
you
the
sit
corner
with
and
a girl.
and that was the
ये
worst thing.
weird punishment होता है ना Indian school में.
लड़की के
बच्चों
साथ
को
बैठो,
लड़की के
oh,
साथ
that's the
बिठाओ.
worst. Ma'am, anything but that.
I think it was mainly because of the teasing that you got by the guys. Yo, लड़की के साथ बैठा. I don't think there is like literally anything wrong. if you say.
Before you hit puberty, I think sitting with a girl is probably the most grossest
Traumatic
traumatic
experience.
experience. Yeah, so I was singing back then only, but yeah, obviously it helps a lot. अगर तू और मैं जाते तेरा तो chance ही नहीं था. You know, I mean, because when you sing, there are certain things. Everybody is doughy-eyed. Everybody's hormones
100%.
hormones are kicking in when they are in college.
Everyone hated that guy with guitar in
Yeah.
school. Right?
Yeah, I'm sure you faced it, you know, if you don't know music. I mean, suddenly this idiot comes out of nowhere. तुझे देखा तो ये जा fucking hell.
सारे
The girls-
party को hijack करने
the
वाले
girls are
लोग.
lining up and suddenly he's the cutest guy, you know. So
That's why I learned magic.
Yeah.
You can't beat that.
Yeah, magic is also very good. But magic, you still have to do
You
few
still have to
things,
like
you know?
create an environment for that. ये guitar वाले कहीं भी acoustic रहते हैं.
गिटार तो तूने स्ट्रैप कर दिया, magic starts. Don't even play.
Why the guys pick a card उधर से निकल.
हो ही नहीं, there is no comparator. Tang 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 tang. Shahrukh Khan, you know. So that helped me. So फिर उसके बाद कॉलेज के बाद थोड़ा सा स्पोर्ट्स भी करता था. तो फिर then I wanted to go to Bangalore to do my masters. फिर वापस आया.
So what did you want to become as a kid, as a person in college growing up?
To look back at it, so many things. I mean, ये भी था, वो भी था, ये भी था, वो भी था. But I never knew that I would end up becoming a journalist. Because I started.
So it was not planned.
It was not planned at all. I wanted to do something else. I can't even, pinpoint what I wanted then. इतना नहीं था कि oh, I was crystal clear. आजकल के बच्चे होते हैं ना, I want to be a lawyer at 12. They're going to Australia. I mean, I was not like that.
I wanted to be a cricketer for a long time.
Yeah.
Till then I realized I don't have the skill for it.
But it's good, you know, at least you had something. So यहाँ पे first I wanted to become a musician because at 21 I was already touring the country with my band Vishnu. And people were signing autographs, and I'm not kidding, I'm not exaggerating. Chote mote, I mean, we were headlining NSITs, we were headlining IITs. So उस समय तो गिटार बजाना एक चीज, बैंड में होना मतलब तबाही, गॉड स्टेटस है वो, गॉड स्टेटस है. हम लोग पीछे भागते थे तो हमारे पीछे भी थोड़े बहुत भागने लगे. सो उसके बाद उससे ना these differences that we had, looks का, language का, it started diminishing. Everything started becoming, oh, Rajiv hai, Vishnu ka Rajiv hai. Then he became Siddharth, he became something else. We didn't become names like, okay, oh, blah and blah, you know. We didn't become names. So everybody was like, oh bro, how are you? Oh bro, how are you? तो वो ख़त्म होते गया. फिर बैंड के साथ टूर करते करते काम तो करना ही था. So I started with advertising. Now I did advertising for 2 years. But advertising में ये था कि साला सुबह 9 बजे जाओ रात को 10 बजे तक
And
बैठो.
by advertising you mean like shooting and stuff?
No, I was a copywriter, so I used to conceptualize ads. So interesting story. All this culminates into what I am today. ठीक है. Then कहीं से मेरे को Times of India में opportunity मिला. So Times of India was good for me because I had good people to work with. I learned a lot of things over there.
What did you do in Times of
Times of India I was taking care of the nation desk and the global desk. पेपर आता है, फर्स्ट फ्रंट पेज होता है, उसके बाद मेट्रो होता है. इफ यूर दिल्ली में दिल्ली होता है, उसके बाद आपका नेशन होता है, कानपुर का हो गया, दार्जिलिंग का हो गया,
फिर एडिटोरियल,
फिर उसके बाद आपका ग्लोबल होता है, फिर एडिटोरियल, जो होते रहता है. सो वहाँ पे था. देन आई started doing very well over there. I started getting better with my language first of all, editing skills, understanding what headlines should go, blurbs क्या होना
And no ChatGPT to help you, right?
No, nothing like that. So वो करा.
no government also to censor you too much.
Yeah, at that time, yeah, literally no government to censor you. उसके बाद then after working at Times for a while, then I moved on to India Today. Then I was the executive editor there for some time. उसके बाद I had an opportunity to go to a company as a chief editor, the highest post.
And how old were you at this point?
I was around
young.
28.
28,
yeah.
Just spent 20 years building this.
Yeah, slowly. Learning the tricks of the trade. उसके बाद when I went to this company, then I started understanding by editorial कुछ है ही नहीं, marketing and sales ही सब कुछ है. Because at my where I was sitting, मुझे देखता था कि okay, I'm good. I can edit things, I can make things, package things right, make it presentable and sell it. But at the end of the day, selling was the most important art, and marketing it was also an important art. And I started getting intrigued. So वहाँ पे हम लोग 4-5 लोग थे, तो हमने डिसाइड किया कि भाई रॉकेट सिंह, भाई यहाँ से निकलते हैं, अपना कंपनी खोलते हैं. ठीक है. That was 2011. 2011 में we started a company called VoiceWord Consulting. साले सोचा था हम बहुत पैसा कमाएंगे, 6 महीने तक सैलरी नहीं आई. But I think that's
the उसका क्या कहते हैं startup life.
Yeah, that's the startup life. But then after that, then I received my salary December. 1 लाख रुपए के आसपास लिया था. I was already earning about 375 before that. So 1 लाख रुपए सैलरी है तो थोड़ा सा दम आया. But VoiceWord के साथ I spent so many years till 2019. Then we started creating IPOs, television IPOs. I started doing advertising, worked with big brands. Then we started creating intellectual properties on television with CNBC, with Times Now, ET Now. We started doing quite well, and we started doing sports marketing. So we got into IPL, we got into cricket, selling cricket as a sport to bigger brands. फिर बाद में we got opportunities to do some wrestling also, some boxing also. With not much success. Wrestling में आया था. So 2019 तक उस समय तक 2002-3 तक नहीं 2012 तक I had already started training at Cross Train in Delhi. ठीक है. तो उस समय फिर अचानक से एक हिट हुआ कि भाई ये तो बहुत ही मज़ेदार चीज़ है.
Let's back up for a second. How did you find about martial arts?
So उस समय
You were a guy who were doing like these big business trips, traveling here and there. How did you get into martial arts?
I was always a fitness nut. At least I thought I was because heavy lifting करता था, marathon दौड़ लेता था. पर मुझे लगता था कि ये नहीं है. मैं थोड़ा बहुत मूवीज़ देखता, स्टीवन सीगाल देख लिया, कभी कुछ देख लिया. मुझे कहीं से आमबार ट्रायंगल का भनका पड़ गया था.
Nice.
I don't even know where it. So I was sitting in my office. I remember I was sitting in my cabin, mixed martial arts near me. It was exactly verbatim बोल रहा हूँ. ये डाला था तो क्रॉस ट्रेन फाइट क्लब करके आया था. तो immediately
Was your office in South Delhi?
My office was in Saidullah Jog and cross train was in Neep Sarai. I think Sid had just started about.
अच्छा सफदरजंग में नहीं था.
नहीं था तब. नीप सराय में था साकिब के पास. So वहाँ पे मैं I called up Sid and he was like come and try. तो वहाँ पे गया. I tried and I was like damn.
And then I came.
Yeah. And it was cathartic to be sure. I was already doing too much music. I'm still doing music, huh? So in the meantime, I also started doing opera. I've done opera for 17 years now. So started touring the country with my music, with my company and all these things. On top of that, मुझे एक और शौक चढ़ गया.
अच्छा opera के लिए do you need to first rehearse a little bit कि कभी भी आप आवाज़ निकाल सकते हो?
नहीं. You have to warm your voice.
Warm up करना पड़ता है.
Warm your voice up because यहाँ पे I was fortunate enough to find a great teacher in Seethu Singh. So when I coming back to opera, I didn't want to become an opera singer. It was by accident. Why? Because I was already touring the country with my band Vishnu, and I could hear myself I could hear myself and say, damn, this is not the best I can sing. Because I used to hear these people from abroad, bigger bands, and I used to hear them sing, and I used to find their voices absolutely flawless. फिर पढ़ता था, कोई बोलता था कि we've been doing classes for so many years, so I started looking for teachers then उस समय इतना नहीं मिला था, so I started learning some Indian classical. Indian classical was not my cup of tea because honestly I did not enjoy it, and somehow, as luck would have it, I got Situ's number. She rejected me first. She was like, no, I don't have
You're
time.
not ready yet.
No, she said I don't have time.
अच्छा.
तो लीड करके 6 महीने लगे मैम को. फिर I went her. I started singing. Hey, you can rock voice, ठीक है, blah blah blah.
मेरे को तो इसके पहले पता भी नहीं था कि opera guys can sing. I've always जो होता है ना कि opera में लड़कियाँ, there's a fat lady singing, things like that.
Yeah. Opera में इंडिया में opera scene is big now. अभी तो आ गया था मैं अभी. I was watching Phantom of the Soap opera here. I've done so many operas and I've done Broadways also. So वहाँ से opera. फिर एक दिन अचानक से लगा कि भाई क्लिक हो गया मेरा वॉइस. मैम के पास गया, मैंने बोला अरे राजीव इट्स इम्प्रूविंग. उसके बाद से फिर रॉक थोड़ा कम हो गया, क्लासिकल में बढ़ते गया. So a lot of things happened. So people ask me this question कि how are you able to do so many things? I'm not.
I think the underlying factor which I'm finding in all of these stories that you're telling us is that you were never like kind of super satisfied with what you had. Exactly. You always wanted to like go and find something new to do, something more challenging, something. So वो होता है ना एक level पे आके आदमी they just accept it कि हाँ now I can just cruise from here. And that is not a great mentality to be. Always keep pushing yourself.
Yeah, that's what we do every day at jiu-jitsu also. रात को हम लोग 11 बजे पहुँच के थोड़ी वो Instagram चेक करते हैं, एक दूसरे को टेक्निक ही भेज रहे होते हैं. Because we are so hungry for new things. Like exactly like I think is also the same. मेरे लिए satisfaction हो ही नहीं सकता. I always knew I was mediocre singer. It's very easy for people who are doe-eyed or people who are looking up to you say, oh, you sing amazing. But at the end of the day, you know, comparing yourself to some of the biggest stars
names in the world,
suddenly 40% of who they are. So I wanted to improve. So classes लेने लग गया. Then I started becoming better, you know. So ये सब करते गया, voice word चलाते गया. I started making more money, blah blah blah. फिर 19 के आसपास voice word में इतना मज़ा नहीं आ रहा था मेरे को. In terms of, I had already decided by 18 कि मुझे mixed martial arts करना है. In terms of not fighting कि मुझे ऐसे ही कुछ इसी में करना है. I didn't know I would teach, I would do it as a business or something, but it was just too exciting for me to just let go. Because मैं हमेशा जाता था ना, मैं खुश होके आता था. I used to go there, कुछ भी हो रहा लाइफ में. 6:30 to 9:30 I used to train and long hours of training, and I'm always smiling. I'm always fresh. I'm always motivated to go back. Because initially, हम सब जानते हैं, we've trained mixed martial arts. एक साल तो nearly तो तुम ठुके जा रहे हो. And वो हो रहा था, but I was like, damn, this is something. Because reputation होता ही नहीं था. Same चीज़ भी कर रहा हूँ, कुछ अलग ही लग रहा है वो चीज़.
Because you guys train jiu-jitsu also just 3 times a week back.
Yeah, 3 times a week only. Mostly striking jiu-jitsu होता था. बाद में things started changing, so gi nogi बहुत कम करते थे हम लोग.
We'll talk about this topic also. एक तो इतने time बाद I have someone who is like a jiu-jitsu nerd like me.
Yeah.
So we can talk like deep. मैंने इनको पहले ही warning दे दिया कि guys today you might get bored क्योंकि हम किसी deep topic पे चले जाएंगे, then it won't make sense. Warm guard बोलेंगे, these guys will be thrown out.
तो हाँ, वहाँ से मेरे को पता था 2018 में, so I started. तो वहाँ से निकल गया, not in very good terms. Because मज़ा नहीं आ रहा था वहाँ पे. They wanted to talk nonsensical shit and I wanted to do more.
What is this? Cross train?
No, this is voice word.
अच्छा, company. Okay.
कंपनी कर रहा, तो मैंने वहाँ से निकल गया and मैंने स्टूडियो बंद चालू किया. ठीक है, स्टूडियो बंद चालू किया. I wanted to create a premium mixed martial arts club. मुझे पता था कि मैं 2,500 रुपये तो चार्ज करने वाला नहीं हूँ. 7,000 से नीचे बात ही नहीं करूँगा. Everybody, I think including Peeyush, thought it was a utopian dream that somebody would pay us $7,000. मुझे पता था if the facility was right and if you could market yourself well and just present yourself well. मेरा skills to honestly इसका 20% भी नहीं था उस समय. I'm telling you. But बच्चे आते थे, they were paying me 7,500 rupees to just train with me और आने लगे. But unfortunately COVID हुआ, बंद करना पड़ा. फिर ADCC करने लगे. अब बहुत कुछ हुआ बीच में. I mean, I don't want to sound like a broken record or a parrot. हम लोग अच्छा फैमिली थे, but क्रॉस्टन के साथ 1-2 वाइब्स नहीं बने. They didn't like me, I didn't like them. Suddenly we drifted.
So let's talk about all the places that you have trained very quickly. So how many places have you trained till now?
Cross train for 7 years, Warriors Cove for about maybe 9 months,
9 months
and
to
now
1 year.
with Rebel for as long as
2.5 years already and going.
Yeah.
So give me one like development thing that happened to you in each phases of these training. Like what happened in cross train, what happened here.
Cross train में it was initiation. My foundation was there. Initiation हुआ, अच्छे लोग थे, मज़ा आता था जाने में, दोस्त बन गए थे, and camaraderie बहुत अच्छा था. वहाँ पे ego battles कभी नहीं थे. वहाँ पे nobody was trying to bully you or show off कि मैं तेरे से अच्छा हूँ. Even say
That's one thing that I love about cross train is कि वहाँ का जो in-house environment था,
बहुत ही अच्छा.
like whatever people say behind your back or whatever, I don't care. Like in-house when you go, you never face some sort of unwanted aggression.
Yeah.
Everyone was like calm and welcoming you. So I really like that fact. Till now, whenever I've gone cross train, I've faced that.
So I think that's what we have in Rebel. Good things about cross train. वहाँ से मैंने सीखा था कि भाई, this is how you should treat people. People should be welcomed. People should be taken care of. You cannot bully people just because you've done slightly more jiu-jitsu than the person coming inside the door. So those things that I've kept with me, you know. So crossing was that for me. Building a community, taking care of each other, having fun, doing it.
That's why you were able to do it also for so long.
7 years.
7 years.
It was home. I mean, it was always home. कुछ भी गलत होता था, मैं वहीं पे चला जाता था. Everything was okay. At least for those couple of hours, I was fine. I was happy. कुछ भी हो रहा, you know. Then वहाँ से unfortunately things didn't work out. We had to part ways. Again in a bad note. Then I came to Warriors Cove. Warriors Cove was very different for me. Why? Because यहाँ पे लोग बहुत ही technical थे. Was it the same kind of vibe as cross train? Not at all. But they had something I'd never seen before. I will not lie to you. मैं जब Warriors Cove आया था, I didn't know the difference between an inside and an outside heel hook.
Okay.
It's not just the heel hook part I'm talking about. They knew things that were way beyond my vocabulary. And I had been doing jiu-jitsu more than some of the guys over there. Way more, maybe double.
These guys were basically studying like all this new DVD and everything. जो कि उस समय तक बहुत Indian academies and still now I guess a lot of Indian academies haven't caught up to yet.
They are
not studying, and these guys IJJ, these guys attracted me a lot because they were actually studying, and I was the kind of guy who was always studying. So I was like, okay, like-minded people, good training partners, let's go.
Yes, exactly. जब ये cross train में भी जब आया था, I think ये और प्रशांत चुपचाप अपने छोटे रूम में 4 मैट लगा के ये लोग पढ़ते रहते थे. And that caught my attention. I was always hungry to do better because I've been training jiu-jitsu for 10 years. I should have been a black belt now. I think so.
Yeah.
With
why
my
not?
dedication.
If you train with this dedication where you are here in the academy every day.
My discipline is never a problem. Whatever I can do in my life is not because I'm talented. It's because I do not give up.
Yeah.
Rain, storm, heat, doesn't really matter. I will do my stuff. So Warriors Cove में देखा कि भाई these guys are at the cutting edge of jiu-jitsu, at least in the country. IJJ में train नहीं किया, so I cannot comment. So यहाँ पे everybody had a system to follow. आम बार 5 स्टाइल से ब्रेक करने. मेरे कहा है ऐसा भी होता है? Honestly नहीं पता था कि मेरे को
scissor जूजी और
yeah, I mean 10 जूजी तो मैंने जूजी का टाइम तो आता ही नहीं था. आम बार ट्रायंगल
हाफ जूजी मार रहे थे लोग.
हाफ जूजी मार रहे थे, पता ही नहीं चल रहा था. So यहाँ पे आके मैंने ये देखा कि भाई there is a way to learn also. What I didn't want to take from them is
the environment.
The environment and the mentality. कि cutthroat था वहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा. Cutthroat. Even
cutthroat to the point कि you wouldn't enjoy training as much. Like you wouldn't look forward to. Plus a little bit dangerous. Like very injury prone also.
Injury prone था मेरे लिए. To tell you honestly, मेरे लिए बहुत अच्छा था. I mean the coaches over there, even some of the friends, I was never considered an outsider. No problems. Till the very end, till we split, ऐसा कुछ बुरा नहीं था, ठीक है. But unfortunately, circumstances led to us drifting apart from each other because circumstances that I did not create. It came from the other side. You know, for me, jiu-jitsu was important. मेरे पास jiu-jitsu नहीं होता, ना इसको मैं जानता, ना हमारे academy होता, या मेरे दोस्त होते नहीं होते, students नहीं होते. So for me, it's been paramount. इससे पूछो. I mean, मैं बोलता था पीयूष मेरे को सिखा दो यार. तुम आ जाओ, you teach me, give me PTs if you can. So I was always hungry. So वहाँ से या तो Rebel में हमने क्या decide किया कि we'll take good things about these academies, like cross train से वो vibe कैसे create करता है, Variscope से how vibe तो अच्छा ठीक है, but technically भी तो sound होना चाहिए तुमको, उनका way of studying, उनका way of looking at things. We just cut out the bullshit from both these places, and we are still trying to find a mix,
A balance.
a balance where people are happy, but people are not just happy and doing bullshit stuff. It's legit as legit can be, because he studies like a madman, and because of that I'm studying like a madman these days, you know. So yeah, so the journey has been, I mean, I've had a very fruitful journey. I mean, ups and downs obviously, but without ups and downs, how can I call it interesting, you know? I've won some, lost a lot, lost too many sometimes. I mean, if I just look back at my jiu-jitsu journey also, I've lost too many people in this sport. I've lost too many, made a lot of friends also, but I've lost at least 8 years. That space has been vacant because of my, you know.
But that usually happens when you sometimes move on in life. Sometimes the people who were with you initially, they don't want you to move on. And that's where they have to understand, okay, it's time to let people go, do their own things also,
I think
right?
so. That's very important.
So if you don't have that understanding and you try to just break off relations of 8 years, let's say, or whatever, 5 years, whatever that is, of a long time, I think it shows the immaturity of the person involved who does not want it to
Yeah,
happen.
because I think tomorrow we have to grow. सबको rocket singh बनना है.
And it's such a small community.
It's just a small, even in everything. Like for example, when I started my own company, I did break away from something. I was very comfortable. Salaries अच्छे मिल रहे थे. Similarly, I had these good guys when we started. बोला कि भाई, maybe हम लोग यहाँ पे X amount दे रहे हैं, X amount बाहर भी तो कमा सकते हैं. यहाँ पे तो salary मिल रहा है. यहाँ पे तो it was driven by ambition. Sometimes it went right, sometimes it didn't go right. You know, but like you said, we should let people move on because everybody has to grow. Just because we are sitting in a hierarchy or whatever, you know, doesn't mean we can't grow. With that mentality, kya hoga? Somebody's gonna get hurt. So wahi hua. I'm not saying I'm at the right. I made too many mistakes too. I mean, but it is sad that it happened in both the cases. In both the cases because it was jiu-jitsu at the end of the day. I didn't go there to marry someone or to be best friends with. Those were byproducts, and I'm glad that happened. But the only connection that we had was good jiu-jitsu. This brotherhood or sisterhood included.
So, let's move on and talk a little bit about the upcoming thing, especially the Sikkim tournament that we are going to.
Oh yes, exciting stuff, man. जब भी हम लोग करते हैं कि I think we are always on the right in terms of we have the right intentions of doing things. So that's why good opportunities are coming our way. Sikkim, Russell Gole, nice fellow, nice brother, younger brother. Influential family in Sikkim. Now this guy has this notion of improving the sport in the state of Sikkim because like the Northeast, Sikkim and Darjeeling are kind of left out. Northeast बोलते हैं तुम्हारे पास नागालैंड, मणिपुर, मिजोरम, मेघालय, even Guwahati. Sikkim सुनते नहीं हो. And Darjeeling is in West Bengal, so it is not a northeastern state at all, first of all. So he wanted to bring this beautiful sport to the state and help the youth. Because bedlam में है ना, because brain drain तो हो ही रहा है. Sikkim में तो फिर भी the government is fantastic. If you go to Darjeeling, people above 16 till 40 are not there.
सारे लोग बाहर
मैं बाहर हूँ. I've been here for the longest time. Some of the most brilliant minds of that place is outside doing work.
Do you ever plan to go back to Darjeeling at some point after retirement or whatever?
I don't know because I try to go there during holidays, but I miss this
hustle and bustle of
the city, this vibe.
Is that because you were born up in nature? Because I have the opposite effect.
No, I was born in nature, but most of my memories are of this place. I came here when I was very young. 15th. Whatever I am today is because of Delhi NCR. Believe it or not. अच्छा बुरा जो भी हुआ है, जो भी सीखा है मैंने, that is worth anything today is because of this place. अब ये कहाँ से मिलता, तू कहाँ से मिलता?
Do you find the city Gurgaon peaceful though?
No, bro. I mean, it's a hostile city. It's a very hostile city. I mean, it's always been a hostile city, but then you pick this hostility on, you know. If you go out looking for hostility, you can find it anywhere. As a matter of fact, you can find it in Singapore if you so choose so. But
maybe
Gurgaon,
not in Phuket.
Phuket may
Phuket is a better example.
yeah, no, Phuket, I mean, you can, I mean, over there you will not
You'll find different kind of hostility.
over there, yeah. Everybody
that you'll welcome.
oh, the driver over there has had 60 fights, so you don't want to mess with the driver over there.
हाँ उधर सारे लोग मुआय थाई करते हैं ना.
वो तो 8 साल से मुआय थाई करते हैं. By the time they are 28 they are retired.
They are crew already.
Yeah, they are crew and they will smash your ass. So
I don't want that to happen. As
you know, so Gurgaon तो है, एक vibe तो है, but vibe Australia aside, there is opportunity also. There's so much of money here. Imagine having Rebel at a smaller state. We charge 6,000 to 7,000 bucks a month. Who would pay? ये कभी half yearly होता है. If you go to the northeastern part of the country, 10,000 रुपये तो साल का दे देते हैं. Even most gyms around Delhi NCR also.
it's too underpriced, especially the martial arts community in India. लोग 500 per महीने लेके per student taekwondo सिखाते
Let's
हैं.
talk about that because इसीलिए हमारा water down हो गया martial arts. But हमने जब सोचा, मुझे पहले पता था कि लोगों को अच्छा प्रोडक्ट दो, पैकेज ठीक से करो और उसको अच्छी तरह बेचो, people will buy.
The Apple philosophy.
या देखना 70-80 हज़ार का फ़ोन ले रहे हैं लोग, इंस्टॉलमेंट में ले लेते हैं यार. हम तो फिर भी we are older, we can afford it. There are kids as young as 21, 22 in college. They have an iPhone Pro जो 1,10,000 का आता है, और कैसे खरीदते? EMIs में खरीदते. So buying power तो है ना. We just have to make sure that we take some of that money to us also. Otherwise people are buying left, right and center. Bikes देख लो, scooties देख लो.
चाइना में तो बहुत बार ऐसा इन्फॉर्मेशन आता है कि people are selling kidneys and shit to buy the latest iPhone. Have you heard that?
हो सकता
Like
है.
it happens.
I'm sure it happens, right?
Next level.
I mean this instant gratification ना.
Gadgets का craze जो है next level है.
मार्शल आर्ट्स का चैलेंज तो यही है ना. मार्शल आर्ट्स का चैलेंज स्पेशली इन ऑथेंटिक जिम लाइक रेबल, इंस्टेंट ग्रेटिफिकेशन नहीं है. यही है, इंस्टेंट ग्रेटिफिकेशन चाहिए. लोगों को 2 हफ्ते पंप करेगा ना, सडनली कुछ शेप आ जाता है एंड सडनली यू गो फ्रॉम मीडियम टू स्मॉल. फिट हो या ना हो, you go from medium to small and your target is getting to excess.
तेरा कुछ साइज घटा?
हाँ मैं तो like मैं 15 kg हुआ टोटल, but when I was with the Nepal boys, I was just doing what they were doing. और मजे मजे में 5 kg कर दिया.
5 kg?
हाँ, I went from 75 to 70.
Holy shit! In 1 week you are saying?
Like with those guys only. 1-2 weeks, 2 week लगे थे.
कहाँ बचा?
वही नेपाल जब हम गए थे तो मैं सोना में बैठ गया, जो भी करते मैं कर रहा था मजे में. And then I came and I realized, yo.
अच्छा है. तो मार्शल आर्ट्स का यही प्रॉब्लम है, सस्ता इसलिए है कि लोग को नंबर्स चाहिए, उनको जिम भरना है, इसलिए क्वालिटी शिट है ना. आप देखते तो 13 साल वाले ब्लैक बेल्ट्स.
लेकिन सिंपल मैथ्स भी तो ऐड नहीं होता कि if you have like 200 people at 500 rupees, you are still making the same money which you'll make with 5,020 people.
So but 5,000 में बोलते तो 10 भी नहीं आते ना bro.
You will have to know your market also. I don't think there is any dearth of people who can't pay 5,000, which we have realized by pricing Rebel whatever we have, because there will always be people who will be willing to pay for a good product, as we talked.
I think so, because you have to make a niche also. As soon as you bring in the gentry, if I may call them so, people who can pay will not come to your club. That's why luxury is a passe word. It's uber luxury, ultra luxury. People are looking for exclusivity. They want to be in a place where they are treated like royalty. They want to be in a place where it's in to be there. So things are changing. People are buying expensive things to fit in also, no? So there is so much, showboating these days. तेरे पास Fortuner है तो मेरे पास Range Rover है तो मेरे पास Urus है, तेरे पास iPhone है तो मेरे पास Virtu है, तो Louis Vuitton पहनता है तो मैं Louis Vuitton पहनता हूँ. I don't know what. So in this race, I think if we all get together.
हाँ, करें ना इस बार.
Yeah, if we all get together and just understand कि quality product होना चाहिए. ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि मैं 6,000 रुपये रखूँगा और toilet should be stinking. लेडीज़ के लिए वॉशरूम साफ़ होना चाहिए. There should be ventilation ठीक से होना चाहिए. खर्चा तो करना पड़ेगा ना. To make money, you have to spend some money. You cannot get into a basement, put in 5 mats and says, I'm the best guy in the world and come
I think Indian gyms need to move out of the basement culture. It has been far too long, and that is what is holding us back, I feel. Because whenever people from the mainstream try to come into a academy, an MMA academy or jiu-jitsu academy, whatever academy it is, and then they see you training in this basement with less air conditioning, like less ventilation, and then stinky washrooms and bathrooms are shitty. So all in all, you are giving them a garbage product. Like once they see those infrastructural thing at the first sight, that's after that they will evaluate, or they will be in the process to evaluate your skills and what you are offering there as martial art. शुरुआत में जब कोई नया आता है, they have not a good idea कि कितना level भी होता है martial art का. For them, a blue belt teaching or a black belt teaching for the first month will be the same thing.
Absolutely,
They can't judge it.
Absolutely.
They will judge you by probably the facility that you have.
Yeah.
So that is which people don't understand.
I think that's where we go wrong, especially the BJJ community. We are quite a few great gyms in the country today, but they've been around for donkey's years, but I have not seen anyone able to branch out. I wish if they had thought about it, created a good marketing plan, they would have proliferated. That's what we want to do, and that's what we have to do. Otherwise, it's going to be one gym for the rest of our lives, and nothing. It'll not be a company. It's a gym. It's a dojo. We want to create corporatize mixed martial arts. That's the only way going forward.
Like this guy Yod Chatri has done with Evolve.
Yeah.
He has marketed it so well, kept it at a really high price point, and still that gym is like now the hub for all of Singapore's MMA.
And like I said, bro, वो जब भी कुछ भी अच्छा प्रोडक्ट को पोजिशनिंग करते हो ना, you may not have too many people, but कम लोग आएंगे, सही लोग आएंगे, और उतना ही पैसा मिलेगा आपको. समझ रहे हो ना? Quality over quantity. That's the right word, buddy.
Joe, you want to pepper in some questions that we had from audiences?
Well, yeah.
Some jiu-jitsu related
Speaking
questions.
of quality over quantity, here's some questions.
Okay.
So, most of these questions are for hobbyists and beginners. But here's one question.
That's who we want to cater to.
Yeah,
let's go.
Always.
They want to know what's the best guards for beginners.
In my opinion, the best guard is the close guard. Close guard is the safest place to be for a beginner, and there are multiple attacks. The only attack that the guy inside a guard can get on you is after he opens your guard, which is not an easy thing to do. So, in my opinion, जितना भी साल से मैं jiu-jitsu कर रहा हूँ, close guard is very highly overlooked even today in the modern meta of jiu-jitsu. Old school में देखोगे, most of the people, Roger Gracie से लेके, they do play the close guard.
So, bro, I would beg to differ here, because in my opinion, my close guard is one of the best guards, 100%. Like, it's also one of the most difficult guards to master if you think about it, right? Like, as a beginner, I've seen countless people trying to just struggle to get any move going because they don't understand the real grip fighting sequences and everything. Yes, you may hold people down in close guard, but the probability of you getting an armbar from there, not going to happen very soon, right? As a beginner. So, for my answer of the question, I would say half guard. That's a more attacking position. Plus, you can learn how to use the underhooks, start to come up. And even better if you can just learn how to use your butterfly hooks. Because now you can take weight of people a little bit better, which is again a problem with close guard. People can really just hold you down, crush you with their body weight, keep your hips caged in. And as a beginner, I see a lot of people struggling in close guard to execute moves.
No, because इसका question था कि beginners के लिए ना.
हाँ.
Because half guard mastery अभी भी मेरे को मुश्किल हो रहा है. I'm not denying, of course, half guard is a great guard to play, and there are more offenses. Plus, the half butterfly makes your life so much easier because there is elevation added to it. मैं जब वो खेलता था, close guard was because I gave this example from my own experience when I started.
Maybe in the gi it's a better guard. In no gi, I feel grip fighting is a little difficult.
Gi mein to obviously because you have the label control.
Collar control, yes.
The label control, and especially if you get your hand deep enough inside the label, the cross choke is right there.
Or uske baad you can set up your arm bars and triangles, all these
as
things.
these defensive reactions happen, he's going to extend something.
Exactly.
So that's what. But yeah, in close guard, just getting the elbow to the center line becomes difficult.
Very difficult. In no-gi, it's like even I struggle sometimes with people who are really explosive or have good grip fighting. knee pull bar karna, it's all those things. But yeah, I can see how once you can master it, that can become one of the best guard there is. Like Roger Gracie, as just mentioned, played close guard all his life, and there was with devastating effect. इसका एक और आंसर हो सकता है for creative people out there, worm guard. That can be a good one. If you just learn that, it's the best guard. But the problem is that you have to learn that.
Learn that. First learn that and apply it. Thanks to you guys, the ghee is going down the drain.
Bro, remember once upon a time when ghee used to be, आज सुबह में भी हम बात कर रहे थे, it used to be the rage 2017-16 के around.
Oh bro, मैं नोगी करता ही नहीं था.
कोई नहीं करता था ब्रो नोगी. नोगी वाज लुक डाउन अपॉन. नोगी का क्लासेस ढूंढना पड़ता था टाइम टेबल में कि किस दिन नोगी का क्लास है.
स्पेशल क्लास नोगी.
स्पेशल क्लासेस नोगी के लोग करते थे. मतलब क्लास वाज कम टू एकेडमी, वेयर गी, वी आर डूइंग गी क्लासेस. व्हाट आर वी डूइंग? क्लोज गार्ड से क्रॉस चोक, माउंट से क्रॉस चोक, सारा का सारा सबमिशन इन्वॉल्विंग द कॉलर एंड लैपेल.
अगर हेलीकॉप्टर चोक आ गया तो यू आर
हेलीकॉप्टर आमबार ना.
नहीं, हेलीकॉप्टर चोक
ये कौन सा चोक
टर्टल से ना. You get into the
bow and arrow, you mean?
From the turtle
you roll
over and do that. Single vein choke. Because वो नहीं चलेगा. अब घी को इतना बोरिंग बना दिया इन लोगों ने. हम तो घी पहना नहीं. मेरे पास 4 घी है, वो भी टटामी वटामी का.
एक पॉइंट पे आई रिमेम्बर हम लोग बैठ के ऐसे घी वर्ल्ड्स देखते थे. इवन व्हेन आई वेंट टू आईजेजे, उसमें भी घी इतना पॉपुलर था. Meows were like the people who everyone was following. उनका bolos इतना popular था. Everyone was just doing bolos at 2017-2016 part.
तो मेरे को बोलो समझ में नहीं आता था. मैं देखता था 10 बार. मियाओ को देखता था, स्पेशली द मेंडेस ब्रोस. कहीं से भी घुस जाते थे. मेंडेस ब्रोस था. अभी इसका नाम क्या है? छोटा सा एक और बंदा है. Amazing guy who lost to this Maki Musumeci.
Bruno Malfacini.
Amazing guy.
तो जानता है?
ये मैच देखा था.
अच्छा.
हाँ, तो ये सब देखता था और समझ में नहीं आता था फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल. और गीत तो कभी देखा है, मुझे लगता था रेसलिंग है. तो उसके बाद पता नहीं क्या हो गया.
नोगी रेसलिंग लगता था.
नोगी तो रेसलिंग लगता था. पता था कि ये बेकार में उछल रहे हैं,
इतना भाग रहे हैं, कूद रहे हैं,
और स्क्रैम्बली लगता था. टेक्निक नहीं दिखता था.
Whereas अर्ली मार्सेलो टेप्स जो आप देखोगे तो उसमें मैक्सिमम वो नोगी कर रहा है. सो इवन मार्सेलो बाय द एंड ऑफ हिज करियर अंडरस्टूड कि यार घी बकवास रहता है. लेट्स डू अ लॉट ऑफ नोगी एंड पुट दोस टेप्स आउट.
स्पेशली एमएमए में जब jiu-jitsu and submission grappling started becoming a part and parcel of doing MMA, then suddenly the tectonic shift happened.
I think we have to give credit to Eddie Bravo a lot for this.
100%.
जब उसने शुरू में ऐसा आइडिया मेंशन किया था ना, सो पहले और अभी भी बहुत सारे ऐसे uneducated, I would like to say, black belts और ये कहते हैं कि unless you are training gi, you can't do MMA. I mean, it's not effective if you learn jiu-jitsu without training gi for MMA, which is like the most stupid thing for all kind of arguments. Because in MMA there is no grip that you can hold on to. Everyone is like topless and don't have any kind of pants to hold on to. And jiu-jitsu में maximum और in general grappling में maximum game ही होता है all about grip fighting. And if you just eliminate the entire gripping system, now you're reduced to like 50% of the game or even less.
Come way more, especially add punches to it, 10%.
Yes. और उसमें लोग कहते थे नहीं, you have to train with the gi. I think they just wanted to, उनको खुद gi आता था and they just wanted to beat these MMA fighters by making them wear the gi. क्योंकि नोगी में ज़्यादा explosive होंगे ना, and they couldn't hold them.
हाँ, because remember when Hoist na, he started winning, he was wearing the gi, and at that time I could hold your hair, I could grab onto your thing, I can hit you in the nuts, nothing was illegal. But with the later rule sets of the UFC and other organizations, gi has become redundant. मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ useless shit है वो.
Now think about this. If Hoist would have gone in the first tournament without wearing the gi,
he would have been fucked.
How different it would have been.
If today's day and age, oh my god, he wouldn't last a round.
आज में तो it was difficult to survive. But even then he would have a bigger challenge if he was not wearing the gi. Although he did not use gi technically in most of those matches. Lekin still he had the hair to grab onto and all these rules which are not existing
and
right
also
now.
slippery नहीं होता था, पकड़ सकता था. People not spinning और RNC से मारते थे.
और दूसरे लोग ऊपर से कपड़े पहन के आ रहे थे, which was easier to hold on to.
I think with time the people wearing the gi and swearing by gi were just dogmatic. जैसे होता है ना, shift हो रहा है and you just want to hold on to your indoctrinated thoughts कि नहीं यार घी में नहीं होता promotion है मैं तो without the घी में हम लोग promote कर देते हैं
Yeah.
कौन
Eddie Bravo used to give belts, just hand over belts. अभी भी होता है
हम
10
तो
plan
पहना
system
देते हैं
में.
who will stop us it is our mixed martial it is our martial arts I mean किसी ने बनाया पता भी नहीं जापान से आया इंडिया से आया ब्राज़ील से आया किसको पता है right there is no one और लिस्ट तो नहीं बन रहा है ना कौन पर्पल बेल्ट ब्लू बेल्ट है नहीं तो बहुत सारे ब्लैक बेल्ट्स और ब्लू बेल्ट्स होते ही नहीं सो वही बढ़ते गया and suddenly people did not evolve with the game. Remember we were discussing Keenan Cornelius.
Yeah.
One of the biggest name in jiu-jitsu 5 years ago.
5 years ago. Yeah. 2017 में उसका सबसे पहले actually podcast आता था Madburn नाम का सुना था आपने?
नहीं सुना.
Him and Joshua Hinger used to do it together. Especially जब वो around the time he was leaving Athos and going into his own academy.
That was a time because he was a big part of Galva's team, ना?
He was a big part. So सबसे पहले वो Lloyd Irwin के पास train करता था. फिर वहाँ पे कुछ scandal हुआ, sex scandal type का चीज़. Lloyd Irwin got caught in a rape charge or something. And then everyone, even Ryan Hall used to train there. So all these guys were his star students. They all left the academy. Ryan Hall नहीं Ryan Hall नहीं JT Torres. शायद Ryan Hall था कि नहीं याद नहीं लेकिन JT Torres था. So JT Torres, Keenan, all of these guys went to Athos. Got promoted by Andre Galvao. And then even Keenan, when he was leaving that, he used to say in Madburn ki I did not like the approach that Athos uses. I had been training so hard all my life. और यहाँ पे भी आके इतने बड़े लेवल के ब्लैक बेल्ट होने के बाद भी इनकी सुनो. And Galvao used to be like very passive aggressive and shit like that. बहुत ही controlling kind of
ये
coach.
मेरे को problem है. This passive aggressiveness by coaches. We faced it, right? There's something wrong with coaches.
It's just having like a lot of dictatorial mindset, I guess.
think so. Never mind.
BJJ coaches need to chill down. Like outside the mats, they need to just chill down. On the mat, during training, okay, be a bitch, it's fine. A little bit of a bitch, not too much also. But off the mat, just chill out, bro. Just go and sit in your corner, do whatever you want.
Do some study. Get your gi off, wash it once in a while.
It's funny that you're saying this because one of the questions is, could you please tell us biggest red flags about a jiu-jitsu
Oh, we
gym?
can tell you 10.
Red flags. तो
Let's go.
15 देते हैं. First red flag is obviously the coach. Your first interaction is with the coach there. Okay. First week people will be nice to you because you just signed up.
First month.
First month maybe also, but you have to start looking at the dynamics. Are the students really afraid to talk back at the coach? Let's say he's saying this is black by showing a white pen and if people are going it is black. That's a big
They are
issue.
laughing at their unfunny jokes.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
No, I mean जहाँ पे भी आपको hero worship दिख रहा है ना, that's the biggest red flag. Because at the end of the day, they will try to make you a part of that cult. I think that should be the biggest red flag, no matter how talented or good they are. Because we do jiu-jitsu to be happy, not to be bullied and told, oh, you are shit every day. Because for a lot of people, on the mats you could be anything. A lot of people do not do this all day. They are fighting their own battles outside. सुबह उठना, काम पे जाना, बच्चे, कोई बीमार है, साला पैसा नहीं है, रात को आके करो, वहाँ पे जाकर तू उल्लू का पट्टा है. They're not there to do that. You understand? So the biggest thing is your first interaction and the vibe that you get. All of us are born with sixth sense. You will sense it. You'll feel that tingly sensation upwards of your spine, and that should be like, damn, this is not the right place for me.
I feel like, as I said, coach is the biggest one because a jiu-jitsu coach in a jiu-jitsu gym or an MMA coach in an MMA gym is the one who kind of enforces the entire environment of the gym. He curates it. So if you see something wrong with that person, it will definitely translate to the entire gym being a one or a different kind of way, because now he will kind of promote such a culture which is not conducive for everyone, or he can also curb it in its tracks if it's happening somewhere. So having a jiu-jitsu coach and noticing what kind of problems that he shows in general, and it's difficult at first. You might not, because you're so awed by other things at the academy, the level of technicality and whatever you're looking for. You're seeing good gains in your own technique, your own life, all those things. Second, in my opinion, the biggest one is not having a lot of girls, females training at the academy. Because a lot of these Indian or in general, like martial art community has people who are into like female bashing for no reason. They'll have that kind of misogynistic mindset where they'll be like, oh, we are alpha, or वो चलता है ना sigma rule set वाला सारा memes. So they'll be sharing these in the groups कि हाँ हम तो बाल ब्रह्मचारी हैं, we don't like girls, we just like training and shit like that. So इससे एक बहुत ही negative environment बनता है where now if a female member walks in, either everyone kind of pounces on them or it becomes like we are keeping a distance and we are not communicating with them, which makes them feel like very unwelcomed. So this is something which I see a very common thread among all martial arts gyms. So this can be a very big red flag.
I think so too. It's one of the biggest. I think they should keep that in mind. Also, go through the Instagram. Today, everything is so open. Go through the Google reviews, because you might be able to control them within the academy, but outside the academy, you can't really control them. So look at Google reviews before you enter, and lay your expectations straight. And if you see bullshit, call it bullshit. Do not solo it once, because if you do it once, then you'll have to do it for a very long time.
I think why it is so difficult, Rajiv, also is like we are now well-developed athletes or martial artists. I would say we have put a lot of time. People, when they walk in their first week or first month, they're so terrified and scared also.
Yes.
Because they have gone through some shit which has forced them to take up martial arts.
Yeah.
They're coming in with a different mindset and coming to a place where you see these guys beating up other people and roles and sparring. It's very difficult to voice your opinion very openly.
Yeah, so
it makes people scared.
Yeah, it amplifies it. So I think that's a great point also. Yeah, so many, other things to look forward to is basically the current vibe within their own team. See how they act when the head coach is there and when the whole head coach is not there. You understand? Because if there is a tectonic shift, if it is black and white, when the coach is there, everything is disciplined, everything is great, blah blah. If the coach is not there, they are going about their own crappy stuff, calling each other names, swearing every time. You don't need to swear to be good at jiu-jitsu, I promise you. Take care. You don't need to say fuck and motherfucker.
And there might not be a connection between
there might not be. I think so. I tried.
Big discovery, guys. Swearing does not lead to good jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. So calling boa, poha, putting in a few.
If it is in Portuguese, it's fine.
Yeah.
Not in Hindi, please.
Yeah. So I think that's a big red flag, because it should not be common parlance inside the gym. Oh fuck! Why can't you do it, bro? Fuck, bro. Fucking hell, man! I've been showing it to you for 5 years. Why can't you do it? That should be a big red flag, because there is a huge pent-up aggression within that room that will come out in you. You may not be able to get it from the alpha, but the sigma or the beta or the meta, whatever they are called, yeah, they might just fuck you up. So that's another red flag. We've already discussed about stupid jokes. Don't be a bitch. Speak up. Don't be a bitch. Speak up. And when everything is about one person, you're at the wrong gym.
If another thing is, a lot of gyms are like, oh, we'll award you belts. If you pay this kind of fees and shit, like whenever there is like money involved with you getting promoted, that's a big red flag not to join that gym, because now it's like too much business and less martial art. So they have to enforce at least some level of martial art lifestyle. And money is not a precursor to awarding someone a belt. Yes. And it happened in a gym that I trained at earlier.
Yeah. So the best way to gauge a personal a gym, if it's good or bad, is to go and check the washrooms.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
The hotels.
I'm not kidding. It's very easy to keep a good facade when people come in, but people miss the small little details. A clean washroom, a ventilated washroom, a different washroom for a woman. उसके अंदर sanitary pads रखा कि नहीं, उनके लिए अलग से चीजें रखी है कि नहीं है. So those things are what makes a good gym or a bad gym. बाहर तो रिसेप्शन में तो लगा लेना, 4 LEDs लगा ले, कुछ भी लगा ले, बट अंदर जाके भी तो देखो. So वो mentality पता चल जाए तो क्या दिखावा है समझ रहा है. So those things are
Another big one is when the coach never trains.
oh
I've had this also happen to me where I was at this academy and the coach never trained for like 1.5 years that I was there. Out of 2 years, they are always forever injured, or they are training very secretly, which nobody knows about. And whenever you are there, he does not want to roll with you.
and also when coaches start giving you spiel on life.
Life advices, that's a big one.
Life advices, because bullshit, you are a peanut when it comes to life. You just know some jiu-jitsu moves. Please keep your life gun to yourself.
You just know a berimbolo.
Yeah, you just know a berimbolo, and that is not going to be of any consequence when you are in a street fight. Yeah, a lot of people start.
That's debatable though. There have been fights won by street fights won by berimbolo.
Yeah.
But yeah, go. There are videos. Yes, Brazil में weird shit होता है.
shit.
वहाँ पे लोग leg lock करके जीत रहे हैं
I
street fight
stand
में.
corrected. I don't know that. Triangle, yes, I've seen a lot of people put them in a Shiro Sankaku and sit down and bang their heads. But berimbolo would be something to watch. आज ढूंढता हूँ.
The Brazilian street fights bro, watch. उसमें सारे लोग अचानक से jiu-jitsu वाले निकलते हैं.
हाँ यार, I mean, एक week में if you're not feeling excited about going to the gym, you're already at the wrong gym, है कि नहीं?
Yeah.
So I think it's more than your money, guys. I think what you need to be concerned is your time, is your affinity to the sport, and a good coach or a bad coach, or a good academy or a bad academy can either suck you in a very great way or a good way, or absolutely put you off. So I think it's very important for you to understand when you're going into the gym, especially women. They're already shy, they're already uncomfortable just by the sight of two guys hugging each other, trying to grab each other, trying to choke each other. Because when you look at jiu-jitsu for the very first time, there is no technique involved. I mean, dikh raha ki they're just rolling around the gym, being aggressive at that.
Yeah, the word strangle makes sense.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. So I think those things, yeah, so many red flags actually. Crazy.
Now, what to do if you're injured and can't do BJJ?
Come and watch. Come and watch.
That came with emotions.
No, because a lot of bullshitters say that I want to be great at jiu-jitsu, and the first sign of injury, you're doing a combat sport. एक उंगली तो मुड़ेगी ना? यार नी पे थोड़ा सा तो मोच तो आएगी, unless and until it's a grave injury where you can't walk. You tell me that you love the sport so much and you take 3 days off because your pinky is hurting. Come on, bro.
Yeah, coming and watch is something which I really recommend people also, because at least you feel like connected. There are two things to it. So sometimes people say if I come and watch, I feel like training more, but that's like you are just creating a excuse for yourself to not come and be there.
Yeah,
yes,
that's true.
but you can definitely always come, be curious, take some notes from what is being taught, at least stay in the loop, so that when you come back, it's not like you have missed everything completely. If your injury is something where you cannot go to the gym, or it's like difficult, you can't walk, it's a leg injury, something like that, you got an heel hook because you didn't tap in time.
Yeah.
So if all those things happen, what you can do is stay at home and at least study. But all of this, again, given that you are someone who want to like improve rapidly in the sport. If you are just a casual hobbyist who just wants to have a chill lifestyle, go there for 2 hours, do whatever the fuck, eat pizza with cheese burst, do whatever, bro. Chill out.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Alright. Again, the conversation is going very organically because the questions are matching, the answers are giving.
The next question is, what mental switch?
Did you say the questions are matching the answers? The answers are matching the questions.
No, as in the answers you're
Oh,
giving
it's
is matching
segue
the next
ho raha
question.
hai.
Yeah, nice segue.
Thank
Yes.
you.
So, what mental switch, or like give me your thoughts on a mental switch between a hobbyist to a professional, and if a person wants to do that?
I think I started as a hobbyist, to tell you honestly. I didn't want to be a professional. I'm still not a professional, to tell you honestly, because I don't compete as much.
99% of jiu-jitsu people are not professional, because to make a living entirely out of jiu-jitsu, it's not possible everywhere. Okay, it's only once you become a teacher or start delving more into a sport, you become a professional. But yeah, you go first.
Yeah, so there's a thin line. I mean, if you love the sport, if you want to get better at sport, you have to dedicate a certain amount of time. Just like everything else in life. I mean, if you want to get better at something, you study.
Yeah.
You do. There is a repetition cycle that you have to get into. Otherwise, you're just bullshitting. You know. So you cannot tell me I want to be a blue belt in 1 year and suddenly show up for 2 days a week and expect that.
What if they are insanely talented? like
Not-
some of the guys who we have known in past,
Not possible. It's basically you are
who were talented in 2017 but are no longer in 2023, but they still
Yeah.
consider themselves super talented.
Oh my God, let's not even go there. People are living in disillusion today. I mean, they are doing shit which was outdated in the 1940s.
Question क्या था एक बार फिर से कि what should a hobbyist do to
the
become a
mental
pro?
switch between a hobbyist and to a professional.
Mental switch. So mental switch यही होता है कि you need to develop your mental fortitude to train more and adopt this kind of very monotonous lifestyle. क्योंकि doing this kind of thing on a repetitive daily basis can be very monotonous, fatiguing. You're always tired because you're training hard, things like that. So you have to get used to it. And other than that, be a little open to compromise on your social life also a little bit, because you're going to a place where there's majority of guys, less female interaction, not many outlets to go and meet new people. So all those things will come in the picture. And I think, as you said, professionalism in any field would require that kind of sacrifice.
Yeah. I mean, no sacrifice, no improvement.
Alright, you guys want to answer any more questions or?
I actually wanted to just talk a little bit more about the no-gi versus gi thing that happened. We were talking about how gi, which used to be like all the rage at one point of time near 2016, 2017, just started to decline. What do you think was the peak of gi, and from where the no-gi started to take over and the gi started to go down? What was that moment, definitive moment?
Definitive moment was basically the IBJJF rule set to begin with, because matches started getting boring. People were very happy to sit in 50-50 situations and win by points or even advantages.
Right.
What happened was, imagine like you and I, me back in 2012, I didn't know any jiu-jitsu. I come across something called jiu-jitsu and I go to YouTube and I watch this fight. Two people are holding each other and sitting and doing nothing. How would we put off with that sport in the first 1 minute? So I think when Olympicized बोलता हूँ इस sport को, like when you get into Olympics, safety becomes your paramount importance. That's when you water down martial arts. This is what IBJJF did to gi. It's only, I think, a year ago when they started introducing heel hooks at the top.
In the no-gi.
No-gi, even that.
Brown and
I'm
black.
digressing, but again, imagine the kind of because combat sport has to be exciting. Combat sports has to be scrambly. Combat sports you have to evoke that kind of emotion. Table tennis can evoke better emotion than a gi match, in my opinion, because things are happening. People are moving.
Spike ball is more exciting.
Anything. Slap is more exciting. At least you get to see someone get knocked out and go that, you know. So I think it was around 2017 when BJJ Fanatics revolutionized the way we train. Everything that we learned, I mean, when I was learning jiu-jitsu, and I was a very inquisitive man, so I used to look at Stephen Kesting's, because he was the only guy who was giving out some information that I could use, basic information. उस समय मेरे को पैरम बोलो, मेरे को shrimp करना ठीक से नहीं आता, पैरम बोलो का क्या करूँगा? Like he said, you know, so he was the only guy and he was doing gi mostly. I was understanding lapel, choke, or jackets, maybe office में जाके दिखा था देख इधर पे jacket से choke.
Doesn't Stephen Kesting look a lot like how Veera would look if he became a black belt?
110%. Yeah, without a black belt also.
वो अगर अपना YouTube channel कभी शुरू करेगा, लोगों को लगेगा Stephen Kesting is back.
Veera is one of our students. We'll get him to the podcast. next time.
Everyone calls him Danaher already. कहते हैं, this young version of Danaher. Where did you get
He's
it?
Dan Janaher.
Don Janaher.
Don Janaher. So yeah, I think 2017 the BJJ Fanatics आया and people started look at the way no-gi is positioned by BJJ Fanatics also. 197 rupees
Dollars.
dollars. उसका तो कभी कभी 299 भी चला जाता. Whereas gi World Champions का देख $59, $49, $77. They are mostly on sale. So I'm digressing there also, but 2017 के बाद
So 17 you feel was the year, right?
17
मेरे को भी same लगता है क्योंकि I feel that the gi peaked when Hodger versus Bushesha happened, the
Yes,
second one.
that was the biggest year for.
That was the biggest gi match ever, I feel.
Yes.
नहीं?
उस समय तो Rodolfo Vieira था, Hodger Gracie था.
Then Rodolfo. So एक और जो exodus होने लगता है ना gi world champions का, as soon as they become a gi world champion a couple of times, they used to go to MMA. They got beaten up there. अब उनका stock value कम हो गया. Now they retired from the sport altogether. So ये एक सिलसिला चलते जा रहा था. And then this match happens. Bushesha, who was the 10-time world champion or 8-time at that point of time, and Hodger coming back from the retirement, who used to dominate all the divisions earlier, came back after retirement after 3 or 4 or 5 years. And then he goes into this match, does not allow Bushesha to do one move, starts with a 2-on-1 sleeve grip, takes his back, and then bows and arrows chokes him from the back.
Bow and arrow choke.
And everyone was stunned.
I mean, that was the biggest event. मैंने तो देखा था. I mean, at that time, I was a Bushesha fan because I had been following his journey. He was
beating everyone.
Yeah,
he was beating everyone. Bushesha was the guy who was winning titles and then giving it to his friends. He was like going into finals and giving it to Leandro Lo because Leandro Lo का arm injured था, he couldn't compete. So it was like मेरे पास 10-11 already world titles हैं, keep one.
So he was that big. Bushesha made gi very, very interesting. He made because he used to fight in the gi as if he was fighting no gi. Very scrambly for a guy who was
heavyweight, super heavyweight.
Very scrambly, interesting लगता था. Especially the Mendes bros also. Both Gi and Rafa Mendes. उनका matches. Even obviously Marcelo Garcia. When he used to move, he always great scrambles happening, movements happening. Even you don't understand much. There is thing happening. Then this nonsense about scooting happened.
Then the nonsense of worm guard and lapel guards happened.
Lapel guards में पाँव डाल दो.
It wouldn't be wrong to say Keenan Cornelius killed jiu-jitsu, to be honest.
Could be.
Because that guy introduced this lapel and worm guard shit. And I remember this small incident which happened very fondly. We used to train gi a lot at IJJ also at that point of time. And I was having this conversation with Rohit. We used to sit in the balcony and just talk about jiu-jitsu before training. So we were talking and one day he was like, bro, I don't enjoy gi anymore. I was like, what are you saying, bro? And at that point of time, I was a total gi nerd. I was studying Lucas Lepre, Felipe Pena and all these guys. Unke match ka breakdown. Kenan Duarte was very big back then. Uska ek sequence, कैसे sweep setup करा, all of this. So I was like so deep into it. और उस समय मैं और बीरा मिलके बेरिम्बोलो और ये सब सारा सीख रहे थे. Crab ride ये सब उस time कर रहे थे. So I was like, bro, what are you saying? It's so interesting. इतना कुछ सीखने को. Berimbolo is so awesome and all of this. I was like, no, bro. I think now the gi is becoming boring because of this lapel and whatever this Keenan is doing. मैंने कहा worm guard कल ही तो DVD लिया है. I'm going to learn that. It's so nice. Because once you put people in those positions, people who don't know about the position are completely defenseless. They can't disengage, they can't move, and you can just advance and end the match very quickly. But the problem happened कि once Keenan started using it a lot, put it out there, everyone started to use it. And now it became a super stalling position जहाँ पे 50-50 में when people discovered कि अच्छा lapel को यहाँ से भी घुसा सकते हैं. And then it became a stall fest जिसमें एक बंदा ये sweep कर रहा है, फिर वो ऊपर आ रहा है, फिर वो sweep कर रहा है, ये नीचे आ रहा है. And then the meta became ये मियाओज और ये लोग मैच जीतने के लिए they used to just spam ankle locks. They used to just double guard pull. Mikey Musumeci was a big one at this.
Yeah.
Double guard pull and then just sit there like two lame people. Imagine a martial art जिसमें कि दो uniformed opponent है, आ रहे हैं, and before they come onto the mats, they'll be like, yes, super charged up, okay? They are bouncing, they are moving. And as soon as they slap bump and slap fist or slap whatever, they sit down, they immediately pull guard, both of them. And now they start butt scooting, catching each other's pant grips, starting pulling the pants. They are exposing their butt crack by plumber smile. All of that. So it became so lame to watch at certain point. Then people said, and I think 2017, as you said, was a pivotal point because it was also the year of the ADCC. And in that, Keenan Cornelius gets beat by Gordon Ryan, who was the revelation of the tournament. He beat guys like Homila Bahal and all these. And in a very striking fashion where he was using something called leg locks, which was not so prevalent, heel hooks especially, back then. So ये जो heel hooks का rise हुआ, that immediately turned the tide in favor of Nogi. Because before heel hooks, Nogi was not that interesting.
No, not at all. Because I didn't... straight footlock was frowned upon. Imagine heel hooks. Straight foot locks.
People used to be like, you want to sit back for ankle locks. What are you
What are you
doing?
doing? I mean, we used to say, bro, no ankle locks. Even while rolling, no ankle locks. And like idiots, we are trying to get each other.
I got banned from BJ India because I used an ankle lock once.
Yeah, just imagine that.
And the other guy complained that I was using a heel hook. So I had a belly down ankle lock or something. And I don't know why they were so averse to learning leg locks in general or even a simple foot lock. I went for a belly down ankle lock. This guy didn't tap. Automatically injures himself. Walks with a limp. Goes and complains to the coach. Oh, he heel hooked. They were like, I saw it in the CCTV. You did heel hook him. I was like, bro, I did not.
I don't even know what a heel hook is, bro. First of all.
And for real, I didn't know heel hook back then because it was way back in time. It was like my first year of training. But yeah, they, as you said, even ankle locks was frowned upon.
Yeah, I remember giving clear instructions. We'll roll, but there'll be no ankle locks.
Don't do prison stuff here.
Yeah. So after that, it just started getting boring. And don't tell you honestly, I've done more gi than no gi.
Same for first 3 years of my life, my career, jiu-jitsu career. Yes, definitely.
But now I just refuse to wear that stupid kimono. I mean, look at what's happening in the meta today. We are doing wrestling. Now it was obviously when people started butt scooting, ADCC, thank God for that organization. They started changing the rule set that would benefit the viewers. If you create rule sets to benefit the viewers, the sport is going places. Because it becomes a spectator sport.
Right.
Otherwise, you can do it in your bedroom. Nobody gives a rat's fuck.
And a huge shout out to Mo Jasim for this. I think that man is someone who we should be giving credit for the no-gi explosion of the sport as well. 2019 ADCC just changed the whole script.
I mean, it was so. I mean, it was the biggest thing that has ever happened.
Nobody ever thought ki 10,000 people are going and come to a jiu-jitsu stadium and watch the match.
Yeah, I mean, then imagine now. Look at the B team guys. Look at their roles. Okay, even though they did not perform very well at the WNO this time, but look, go to the YouTube channel and look at their role. You'll be mesmerized. You'll be mesmerized, especially J-Rod versus Nicky Ryan and all those guys. Even Craig Jones versus Nicky Rod or
Joseph
Chen and all the great people over there. Okay, great jiu-jitsu. I mean, they are standing up most of the time. They're not even on the floor. They're wrestling. If it's a 10-minute round, they're wrestling for minimum 4 to 5 minutes. Meregali wrestled till he got Duarte.
The back take and then finish him from there. From out.
Heavy collar ties. Now, mad wali baat ho gayi na.
5 years before, nobody even thought ki Meregali can stand up. Like, I was so skeptical going into this match ki he can't stand up.
Yeah, we were talking about
Because in gi, what did he used to do? Pull guard every single time. Fight off his back.
We've seen Duarte win against Craig Jones, one of the best rappers in the world. And we were not... I was, to tell you honestly, I was expecting it would be a cakewalk with Duarte. I thought he would bully him.
So here's a thought, bro. Like, no-gi became interesting and it is becoming more interesting as wrestling is getting added to the sport, right? Earlier it was just a lot of guard pull.
In my opinion, bro, anything that is not to sound misogynist or chauvinistic, mardo wali baat, where you are pushing and shoving each other.
Guard pull is definitely not masculine
At
first sight.
See, first of all, why is wrestling such a big sport in the country? There's a lot of shoving. There's a lot of pulling.
It's the ape-like fighting.
It's ape-like fighting. We want to see people go at it as if they want to kill each other. Not butt scoot and scoot forward like that, you know. So, entertainment value, zero. Like I said, zero entertainment value. You bring the prettiest woman on the planet. I'll watch her for 2 minutes. After that, I'll just say, get the hell out of my face, man. I'd rather watch someone like Ronda Rousey trying to hit someone, you know. So that's why MMA became MMA because of that reason, for the highest entertainment value of a combat sport.
I had a good joke for a 2 minutes thing, but I don't know if Rajiv will appreciate that. Anyways, bro, so मैं दूसरा parallel ला रहा था. I was like कि no-gi is becoming popular now more, as you said, due to the influx of wrestling, right?
100%.
Now, that wrestling, people पहले कहते थे कि wrestling इसलिए ही सीखते क्योंकि the wrestlers will be able to wrestle much better than you and they will always take you down and so. But what this new meta of no-gi wrestling has shown, कि now you can pair up the submissions and the shots with underhooks and then letting other people shoot on you, things like that. So you say now you are creating a cohesive submission wrestling system. What if the gi guys start to take this mentality back to their game, and instead of just pulling guard, I know it's more enticing in the gi because you have so many collars and everything to hold on to, that playing guard is much more easier in gi.
See how wrestling happened to no gi, judo should happen to gi.
That's what I was coming at. Ki what if these guys start learning judo and use the gi to actually become a good judo guy also on top? Now they can dominate people on bottom once they go to the ground.
Judo, it's an Olympic sport.
Yes.
Judo has been around for donkey's years. And plus, even though judo, you cannot hold the pants. You know that, right? You cannot have lower body connections anymore.
But in this, you can use your wrestling as well. You can mix up the judo and the wrestling and beat even better judokas.
Yes. So I think that's the way to go forward. You put it right. Because wrestling is changing the BJJ game today.
The no-gi BJJ.
No-gi BJJ. I mean, for me, BJJ, I don't even consider gi jiu-jitsu anymore. I just find it weird. I just want to call it something.
I don't even call it Brazilian anymore. It's like just jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, sport.
Yes.
Something like that. It's just a shit game. Okay. But like, imagine two people go clap hands, collar taps. They are pushing each other, neck trips. Boom, Siyonagi or a beautiful Raigoshi.
So judo is the most beautiful art to watch, especially the highlights of judo. Like sometimes I'll just put music in the background and then start to watch judo highlights on mute. Because it's so beautiful. The way they are setting up, especially if you watch it slower. The trick is to watch it at 0.75, where you're seeing the setup happen and then boom, a big throw.
Yeah.
Most beautiful.
Everybody forgets. We become too caught up in being, oh, I'm a purist. The more purist you become, the more you will frizzle out. The more redundant you will become. So no. You have to encompass everything. The Romans knew it from the very first day. They ruled the world because when they were fucking up as a government, they used to mesmerize people by enticing them into fighting.
Colosseum and this.
Colosseum and all. Just distract them.
अभी Elon Musk ने कहा था कि हम Colosseum में fight करना चाहते हैं, and we have talked to Italian government officially says हमसे कुछ बात नहीं हुई है. Don't trust this guy.
I think somebody's hacked his Twitter account. So the owner of Twitter getting hacked.
अभी कुछ दिन पहले Zuckerberg का भी या कल ही शायद आया था कि initially जब उसने offer किया था I was very serious, but nowadays he's not doing anything to advance it, so I am now for the further notice I'm not in this fight. So आज सुबह में why I told this story, आज सुबह में Elon Musk ने ट्वीट किया कि I am doing a car test, कोई नया कार बना रहा है, उसका मैं टेस्ट ड्राइव के लिए I'll be going from my office to where Zuckerberg lives and I'll ring the bell, and if Zuckerberg answer it means the fight is on. So it's on him now.
Elon Musk is a dangerous guy. I mean, one of the
अलग तरह का फ्लेक्स चल रहा है यार इनकी दुनिया में.
when you both of you are worth
Billionaire.
$500 billion. I mean, flexy है यार.
और कुछ करने को है नहीं इंटरेस्टिंग लाइफ है ना. इमेजिन
क्या करें, आप स्पेस ट्रैवल ठीक बना दिया, अब billions है, he looks at something, it's his. I mean, what else do you want? No, go fight. See, this is what I mean. At the basic human nature, you only settle the score with fighting. Imagine these two billionaires, they are not flexing with their money, they are flexing. They want to get at it. So
I'm sure they've got the most attention now and the most interesting attention.
Yeah.
हमें बहुत मजा आ रहा है.
No, but thanks to them, the mixed martial arts community has gotten a lot of attention. I mean, these people will bring in a lot of eyeballs, and I'm telling you, we are just at the cusp, even in this country, where we are about to explode.
I'm just waiting for Connor to call both of them out. Say, I'll fight you with my hands behind my back.
I'll fuck you up.
You fucking midget.
You just have money. I got money too now.
लेकिन उनके money के सामने इसका Conor McGregor is like a...
Then after, if you have $1 billion, you have $10 billion. There'll be no difference.
नहीं, there is a difference. So एक again, I was watching this reel जिसमें कि कह रहा था, this is the difference between $1 million and $1 billion. So he said कि if I were to start counting my 1 million rupees, 1 million whatever dollar in terms of like time, it would take me 7 years. I don't know exact जो वो metric दे रहा था, 7 years. And if I do that with billion, it will take me some 200,000 itna years. So it's like a massive difference between a millionaire and a billionaire.
I think he said billion and 100 billion. उन दोनों में फिर तो
Billion थोड़ा
If you
सा.
have 1 billion and if I have 100 billion, I mean, I'm not going to spend $100 billion. I have everything in $1 billion. I promise you.
That way, yes.
Yeah,
You can buy everything in.
क्या करेगा यार? I mean, how many times will I see the word?
I really want this match to happen.
Everyone.
I really
We all.
All of us want to because then it will become a trend.
Then people will be coming to our gym saying, Elon की तरह लड़ना है. And I want Zuckerberg to win using jiu-jitsu. That will really sell jiu-jitsu to everyone. It will be like modern rendition of Hoist Gracie and UFC.
Could be. Alright, the shift is coming in because it is an addictive sport, believe it or not. I mean, I've been addicted to it for the last 10 years, and I'm deep into the shit. I'm almost dead. I cannot get out, even if I want to. You know, I mean, I wake up with it, I sleep with it.
And why would you want to? Like, it's giving you a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
Simulated murder every single day. You are doing a video game.
It's a hobby with many multiple benefits.
Yeah, it's okay.
तू कब से आ रहा है इसी बात पे? आज से. Let's go. Got a new student. Bro, let's finish up with the last questions and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay, so let's have some more questions.
Any technical questions which people have asked?
Yeah, so here's a technical question. How to put people on their backs from seated guard?
Oh, let's go. Go for it.
Seated guard. Who is in seated guard?
Somebody is playing seated guard, I guess, and the other person is looking the ways to put him supine.
Okay. So there are, first of all, we need to understand some simple sweeps like the double coaches.
No, just the opposite. So I'm the guard passer and the person is playing seated guard in front of me. He's sitting up. So I want to put him on his back. Yeah, you know?
Okay, then best way is to get inside position with your leg. Drop one shoulder, pick one leg up just to get them down on the back. From there, you can start passing. Otherwise, initially what I used to do was pull the head down,
Collar tie.
When they explode, pick both legs up, put them on the back and start getting into my...
ये मार्शलो खूब करता था.
मैं उसी से सीखा ना. वो उठा के नीचे आया, then I can get into my headquarter position, knee cut position or whatever. Even when he's standing, I can even get into a body lock position. Because as soon as I put them down, they want to come forward, yeah? So that gives me an opening or a small window to impose my game slightly more. What do you think?
Yes, 100%. Those two are very valid techniques. It's really challenging when someone starts to play sit-up guard against you because especially in this modern meta of wrestle-ups, if you're not careful and if you have your head a little bit higher than it needs to be, as soon as you try to pass their guard, they're coming up onto a leg, onto a single, onto a double, whatever, blast double, things like that. So what you want to do is first put them on their back and then start to pass their guard. Definitely there are things that you can do, like you do a lot of guillotine catch from there. You give them the leg and catch the guillotine. You can also do rolling kimuras as a submission from there. But again, all those are high risk, high reward things. Best way is to put them supine on the back. And the two techniques that he mentioned was the double ankle scoop. Perfect. Or if they have a hand post, now you need to push their shoulder back and lift their opposite side leg. So that will get them down to the mat. There's also a technique which Gordon showed where you start to flank them to the side first. And as they try to follow, you step your leg to an inside position and now you put them back. All these techniques are good.
Techniques, no?
Yeah.
Alright. Leg locks on sweaty mats and sweaty people.
Possible.
It's impossible. Yes. Did you say possible?
I said possible because I have been leg locked.
Okay.
By this guy only sometimes.
Sweaty kab kiya, bro? Once you become sweaty, once people are sweaty, it's very difficult. Like
No, because especially the backside 50 is a dangerous position to be because once my mat hits the mat, it is difficult to get out because I think he's caught me a couple of times, even with good leg lockers. It is not impossible. It is possible. Because we've seen at the highest levels also when DDS was winning the sport, everybody was getting caught up. Even
what if they're greasing? Then it's impossible, right?
Possible. Because Lachlan Giles, remember, he was fighting those big guys when he won the bronze. He was fighting guys who were already done their. It was an absolute division, so they had already fought many fights. And they were in, and he was still able to get the backside.
Do they like in MMA? Do they wipe you with the towel before jiu-jitsu matches?
They should. I think it's.
करते हैं कि नहीं? I don't think they do it. निकी रॉड को हाँ वो तो UFC वाले में I think specially किया था क्योंकि वो बहुत ज़्यादा sweat कर रहा था.
I can wipe you as much as I want. As soon as I clap and your heart rate goes up, you're perspiring like you.
Especially me, I sweat a bucket load.
Yeah. But But yeah, with now techniques have gone off the roof, you know how to block everything. I think sweat is a factor, 100%. It is as possible to get your arm out.
It just makes you feel dumb, even as a superior grappler. If the other person is like a little bit lesser technical or experienced than you, just like that sweaty thing, and as I said, armbar and shit like that, you lose it and then you feel like shit.
Yeah.
I worked so hard for that position and he just rips it out and it's gone.
It's gone. And suddenly I have this scramble. Best thing is to get on top, underhook.
Yeah. So question kya tha ki how to leg lock people when they are sweaty?
Yeah, there's sweaty mats, sweaty people. How to leg lock?
The setups have to be
Flying Kane Basami.
Yeah.
That is
I
something.
think the things like the Z-lock, वगैरह, I think in my opinion, अभी जितना भी सीखा है मैंने, whatever little knowledge I know about leg locks, I think the reaping technique and the holding technique, when you're controlling both the legs.
Double trouble.
Double trouble is always a great way to control them because you're so far off the hip, they cannot get the knee line off.
I think if you control both of their legs, then the sweating thing will not be a factor because now they can't slip both of their legs. It's only once their one leg is free, most of the defense comes from it.
Because once you're in the cross archery also, if your leg is out.
आज ही तो आपने वो technique डाला. Guys, Rajiv Khati official, shout out. Go and watch it for the latest jiu-jitsu trending techniques and self-defense techniques.
Thank you guys. Thank you,
Yes.
Peeyush.
Let's take the last question.
So last question is not a technical question.
Okay.
Recovery post a hard BJJ session.
Recovery post a hard BJJ session is eat well.
Eat a
sleep
lot of
well.
carbs.
Eat carbs, sleep well. And also concentrate on your micronutrients. If you're slightly more than your hobbyist, your regular weight routine will not cut it out. You have to have your vitamins and minerals. Especially now I'm beginning to understand because of my age also, magnesium guys.
I don't do any of that.
Magnesium, zinc, because I'm at least 15 years older to him. But I'm still there every day because I try to manage my micronutrients. So thankfully, I had some good people advising me. So that way you can get of course I sleep tired, but when I wake up, I'm okay. I'm okay to go. I'm not more than okay to go because everyone who is our student now is stronger or more agile or younger than me. But I still hold on to them.
I saw a story of you throwing.
My micronutrients. I'm already eating healthy enough, but micronutrients will save your
joints. Like fish oil and things, na?
Fish oil, your joints, vitamin D every week, magnesium and zinc, very very important.
मैं खरीद तो लेता हूँ कभी कभार जोश में आके, but उसके बाद फिर उसको time पे लेना is like the challenge that I face.
What I do is I keep it on my side table before I sleep. I always see it.
Right before you sleep.
I see it, or I say, please send me water, and I drink it.
I think that's the way. वो एक ना circular box भी आता है in which people do it Monday का, Tuesday का, और वो पहले से ही tablets डाल देते हैं. I think that is something.
तो और भी important है because you are training very hard, lifting very heavy these days, and micronutrients is gonna change. I was going to this physio. She told me drink 1 ORS bottle every day and 1000 mg ka, some mg ka magnesium, and you come to me after 2 weeks and tell me how different it is. It is very different. Okay. If you remember my gas tank.
Yeah. Earlier you used to gas out so fast.
I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe properly. So now it's getting. I'm not saying I'm primed up. I'm better than Neham's cardio. It can never be because he's an athlete. Plus he's very very. He's got gas tank for days, but I can still manage. So that's would be my advice.
Same, sleep and nutrition. Like today I did not sleep for a lot of hours last night. It was just 4 hours or 5 hours of sleep that I got. I think less than 5 hours for sure. And today in morning I was like, I can't roll today. My body is not feeling good enough. I'm not feeling in the right shape. And whenever you try to push on those days, when you're already feeling super tired and your body is not ready for it, you tend to injure yourself.
Yeah.
So other great post-training recovery is stretching.
Yeah.
So you should stretch a lot. And I think that you do this really well, where post every class you just take some time with discipline and
because
stretch.
That has saved me because I'm a stiff guy. Very, very stiff guy. So now, because I want to do this for at least 10 more years, because if I don't take care of all those things, by the time I'm 50, I'm done. Why should I stop when I'm 50? You know. So I think.
Why not get the red belt?
No, red belt is impossible. You have to be a black belt at least.
Red belt तो मेरे को बहुत phony लगता है bro. Once you get your black belt, it should be done.
It is like a doctorate.
हाँ.
Honorary doctorate.
वो तो black belt ही हो गया ना. 10 साल तो कर लिया doctorate.
I mean, they will always find a hierarchy, especially people who made this martial.
फिर coral है, फिर ये
They
सब
copied
मतलब
everything from judo.
all of that is bullshit.
They copied everything from judo. Coral belt, वो उसके बाद ये अभी जैसे कराटे में नहीं होता, सेंसे हो गया, रेंची हो गया, शिहान हो गया, उसके बाद बैंड.
गिरीश बोल रहा था कि ये लोग ना इतने फोनी हो जाते हैं कि इतना इतना टाइटल ले लेते हैं आपस में और फिर खुद ही अपने आप को ये सब बुलवाते हैं एकेडमी में और अपना ईगो स्ट्रोक करते हैं.
अपनी विजिटिंग कार्ड में भी होता है शिहान,
शीफू.
So yeah, that's about it.
All right, so that's it for the questions.
Well, since you said this last thing, let's bonus question. What are your favorite Japanese names for some jiu-jitsu?
Oh wow.
My favorite Japanese name is Ashigarami. It's just so sexy. Just
Sounds like a sushi.
Yeah, Ashigarami. Imagine naming your daughter Ashigarami.
Ashi is actually a nice girl's name, no?
Yeah.
Ashi.
Ashigarami is my favorite. What's
बस
yours?
गरामी मत रखना. I think mine will be Hantai Sankaku.
It's also butcher.
It's always so double meaning whenever you mention it for the first time. You will see everyone looking sideways when you say,
No,
"Guys,
I
today
changed. My second favorite is Maki Komi.
Maki Komi roll."
Maki Komi is very. This gets all of our students' attention. They were like,
Guys, what are you doing today? Maki.
and they always smiling, especially the मेरा northern belt student. क्या बोल दिया सर ने? बेवकूफ.
तेरी Maki Komi roll अच्छी नहीं लग रही.
And so that's the. But it's a cool way. A lot of our students will say, "Sir, do we have to remember all of this?" You should. I mean, if you are studying medicine, penicillin को penicillin बोलेगा ना यार.
Mitochondria
बोलेगा.
is the powerhouse of the cell.
Yeah, mitochondria. But ATP में बात करेगा. Might as well speak, no? Might as well. It's plus it's adding some coolness factor into your life.
Yes, and Japanese culture is a fascinating one, and if you can imbibe that from the sport that it truly came from, why not?
Not Bushido, not Bullshido. Two different things, okay? Anyway.
All right, guys. So I think we'll wrap this episode up here. Once again, very, very big thanks to Rajiv for coming up on the episode, and we had this cool jiu-jitsu conversation. This is for the nerd jiu-jitsu enthusiasts, this episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back very soon again with the next episode. Till then, keep watching and please subscribe us, like, share and follow all of those things.
Like, share,
Rajiv
follow.
Khati official at Magicman.13.
Ring the bell icon so that you know when these episodes are out. If you have any comments, if you have any suggestions how to get this better, comment section is open. Write us. And I think Peeyush and the team will be more than happy to give you more stuff.
Yes, and we'll be reviving. Hopefully, he'll be reviving the Rebel Radio also. So we hope that we have two different
next week
podcasts.
I want to do a podcast. This week we were planning with Magicman also, and also
You should get these new fighters.
two boys. Yeah. We will revive it now. I think it's a great initiative. We should keep doing it because why is this important? This is an aggregator. It is a community building exercise.
Yeah.
So I think
It's something good to also just talk for 1 hour.
Yeah, why
non-stop.
not?
It's a good
Why
thing.
not? We are talking jiu-jitsu as it is every day.
Just put mics and light to it to
Mics
just
and
look
light
good.
to it, good. Like, wear a bandana. Yeah, and have fun. Gel, whatever.
Alright, guys. That's it. See you. Us. Both.